How much Bitcoin do you need to own based on your age to buy your financial freedom, your retirement, once and for all? And what if I told you it's way less than you think? What if I told you that even a small position in Bitcoin could change your life forever? Because if Bitcoin really is what people say it is, the greatest store of value of the new economy, digital gold, the scarcest asset in the world, then maybe you only need one thing to know how much to own and when to start. That's exactly what I'm going to show you here. How much Bitcoin someone needs to own today to secure their future with no need for social security, the government, or any company, and more. What the ideal amount is by age, what's the logic behind these numbers, and why you might not even need a full Bitcoin to break free. So if you're still waiting for the perfect time to buy, this video will show you the perfect time is before it's too late. Let's go. But please, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below to be part of our community. First, I'll show you the numbers. Then I'll explain the logic, so take a look at this chart on the screen. It was created by Sminston with a PhD in materials science and engineering who's done extensive research on Bitcoin. Now, how does this crazy chart actually work? Step 1. You pick the age you want to stop working. I'm not talking about quitting life. I'm talking about having the freedom to choose. The question is, at what age do you want to be free? 35, 45, 55, 65, 75? Each curve on the chart represents one of those ages. Step 2. Define how much you want to spend each year once you're free. $50,000 per year? $100,000? $500,000? The line you follow depends on your lifestyle expectations. Step 3. Find your current age on the bottom axis of the chart. That's your starting point. Step 4. Find where your current age intersects with the retirement curve for your target lifestyle. That's your number, how much Bitcoin you'd need to retire at that age with that lifestyle. Let's say you're 35 today. You want to retire at 60, and you want to spend $50,000 per year in retirement, about $4,200 a month. According to the chart, you'd need just 0.40 Bitcoin. That's around $46,360 at today's price of around $115,000. Depending on when you're watching this, the number might have already changed. In other words, if your target isn't insanely high, the goal isn't that crazy either. In many cases, you don't even need a full Bitcoin. Even if you're starting at 45 and aiming to retire in 2040 with that same $50,000 a year lifestyle, you'd need 0.71 BTC, still manageable. At today's price, that's about $82,290. Now let's go big. Let's imagine you want $1 million per year in retirement. You want to retire your whole family together, full financial freedom for everyone. And let's say you've got time. You're 25 now and want to retire at 60 in 2060. You'd need 5.80 BTC, which today would cost about $667,000. Let's say you're older. You're 45 today, you want to retire at 65, and you want to live on $500,000 a year. According to the chart, you'd need around 4.7 BTC, which would cost about $544,000 today. I'll leave the full chart up so you can pause and find where you fit. But here's maybe the most important part of this video. Bitcoin's price is a moving target. It changes all the time. Today, it's at $115,900. Tomorrow, it could be $50,000 or $1 million. But if Bitcoin really is what many believe, the scarcest store of value in the digital age, with limited supply and global demand, its natural path over time is up. Not tomorrow, not next month, but long term. If demand keeps rising, so will the price. So if you're trying to build your plan in dollars and you don't have the full amount to invest today, you'll always be chasing it, trying to catch something that's getting more expensive, or timing a crash that might never come. It's like trying to buy a house in a neighborhood that keeps appreciating, saving in a currency that loses value to inflation. You save, 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 and the house keeps getting farther away. That's why this isn't about how much it costs today. It's about when you start, and the sooner, the better. Now let's break down the logic behind all of this. I'll be real with you. This part is a bit more technical, maybe even boring to some, but it's important to explain how a PhD in materials science and engineering came up with these numbers. Here's the foundation. It's based on a mathematical model called the 50th percentile power law model. Sounds complicated, but stick with me. Imagine someone mapped out every possible path Bitcoin could take in the future, from the worst case scenario where it stalls or drops in value to the best case where it explodes and becomes the new global gold standard. Then this person takes the middle line between all those scenarios. Not the best, not the worst, just the most probable. That's what this model does. It draws the 50 percentile path, and with that, it calculates one simple but powerful thing. If Bitcoin follows this middle path, how much would I need to own today so that, starting from the age I want to retire, I can live off it until I'm 100 without running out of money? That's where the math begins. You define the age you want to retire, the amount you want to spend per year in retirement, and the model tells you, cool, then you need X Bitcoin today and more. The model also takes inflation into account. It assumes fiat currencies will keep losing value, as they always have, and it bakes in a constant 7% annual inflation rate. So when you say, I want to live on $100,000 a year, the model knows that in 10 years, you'll need nearly $200,000 just to maintain that same standard of living. And the best part? It calculates how much Bitcoin you'd need to fund those growing withdrawals year after year without running out. You start withdrawing small amounts, then more every year because of inflation. But if you start with the right amount today, your Bitcoin bag never hits zero, not even by age 100. Think of it like a water tank full of Bitcoin. Every year, you scoop out a bucket to live on. But inflation increases the pressure. The magic? The tank self-replenishes because Bitcoin is also appreciating in value. As long as you started with the right amount, the water never runs out. Now, a few important caveats. First, this is the minimum amount. These numbers show the lowest amount of Bitcoin you'd need to sustain your lifestyle, assuming the model plays out as expected. Second, nobody can predict the future. We don't know what one Bitcoin will be worth in 2040, 2050, or 2060. So if you believe in this model and want to be safe, add a buffer. Want to retire in comfort or luxury? Buy more Bitcoin than the model suggests. Third, the model assumes no taxes. And yeah, that might not be realistic. We've seen governments already trying to tighten crypto taxation. But to be fair, any retirement plan, Bitcoin or not, will face taxes. Fourth, and finally, no, I don't think it's smart to go all in on Bitcoin. That's not how I invest. That's not what I do. I've been investing in Bitcoin since 2012. There are videos on my channel in Portuguese from 7 or 8 years ago talking about it. But even though I'm a believer, I don't think putting 100% of your portfolio into such a volatile asset is wise, not because I don't believe in the thesis, but because I value peace of mind. At the same time, I also don't think it's smart to have zero exposure. You should probably have at least a little just for the convexity, that asymmetric upside. Anyway, that's it, cousins. Drop a comment below. Do you own Bitcoin and what percentage of your portfolio is in it? See you in the next video.